Our Real World.
Hey everybody! It is our last day in Niagara Falls. Here's our view once again. We actually did not do any filming yesterday because I was incredibly sick. Pretty sure it was food poisoning because it was extreme, but then it was over. So anyway, I spent most of the day in bed. Tim was at his conference. We had dinner at the Rainforest Cafe, which was meh. Just happened to be the closest place. And then I took Tim back to that arcade and he liked it and we picked out some prizes. You know, reliving our childhood. I'm all packed up. Tim is at the conference. We will leave this lift here and hopefully the company comes to pick it up. The company and the hotel can deal with that. The lifted bed frame situation lasted right until my last lift. I don't know if you can see that, but the top part of the bed frame slipped right off of the wood, meaning that for the last transfer, I could not get the lift under. I kind of finagled it, made it work. It was not safe, but it was our only option. Probably would have made for some funny video, but would have made you all cringe, I'm sure. So I'm gonna go check out. I'm gonna see if they will store our bag for a while. And Tim's at the conference for the rest of the day. So I'm going to go try to find one last adventure in Niagara Falls by myself. So I have only limited time before I have to meet Tim, but I found out that I could go see like an IMAX-y movie about Niagara Falls, so I decided to get a ticket for that. There's also like a Journey Beneath the Falls attraction that Lauren told me about, but I just don't think I'll have enough time. So I'm here in line for this movie. It's a movie. They give you a poncho. So that'll be interesting. So I just did the Niagara Fury movie. It was neat. It started with, they give you a poncho, so you're like, oh cool. But then the first 10 minutes you're just standing in a room watching a movie on a pretty small screen, and it's a cartoon movie with like a beaver and a polar bear like talking about how the lakes were, or how the falls were formed. Very much for kids. First I was like, really? And then after that's done, you go into like this big round wet room with water all around you, and you hold on to this handle, and they show like a panoramic video of the falls, and it's pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of steam and mist, and there's like lightning storms, and it shows how the falls were done over time, and it sprays you with a ton of water. Like you're basically standing in a rainstorm, which is why you put the poncho. So that was only about 7 minutes long. So the whole thing is like really 7 minutes long with a 10-minute cartoon video, 16 bucks. I mean, everything here is expensive. Because I guess they know that they can charge it. People will pay it. I don't really mind, particularly because it's just me. So it doesn't turn out to be that much, but if you were trying to do all this with a family of 4, it's like hundreds of dollars, but for just me, I don't mind paying. And then it turns out I still have time to do the journey behind the falls, which is like you go down underneath it or something. I don't know. So I'm gonna go do that now. I'm not sure if I'll be able to video down there. We didn't bring our GoPro, and I'm really regretting that we didn't because it's waterproof. But whatever, journey behind the falls. The city is single-handedly keeping the poncho industry alive. under the falls was pretty cool. It's not much, it's like tunnels and a viewing area, but like it's probably, besides the boat where you can't even see the falls because you can't even open your eyes, it's probably the closest you can get to actually seeing them right in your face. I don't know, totally worth an afternoon. I still got time, and I'm gonna walk back towards our hotel and meet up with Tim eventually.
We are leaving Niagara Falls. It's been a great few days, but the conference is over and we're excited to go back home. Rush is especially excited to go back home because he's not a huge fan of travel. But it's been great, and the hotel was great, and yeah.
We're actually taking a train back, so not doing the bus train thing. So hopefully this will be at least a little bit easier, if nothing else. We are at the train station, and it's totally empty because we are here 2 hours early. Now, why did we come here 2 hours early? Most people probably would have found something to do for 2 hours, but we haven't charged Tim's wheelchair for 3 days. Tim was getting worried about that, so would prefer to just stay in one place as much as possible. So we're gonna sit in this empty train station. Train is in 2 hours, and then eventually we'll get home to Toronto.
I've got a really good podcast to listen to.
And I'm going to caption some of our videos. We are on the train.
We're on an Amtrak train.
Yeah, I've never been on an Amtrak train. Like, the ticket's through Via Rail, which is the Canadian railway, but I guess this one just came from the US and moves on, so it's an okay space here. We're the first aboard, of course, but next week when we go to Ottawa, we get to show you the good train.
First class.
We get first class and all of the accoutrements, and I really like the train to Ottawa, so that'll be a bit of a different adventure. But Tim still gets on and off the same way with that big weird lift thing, but at least he can get on.
Yep.
All right, we're off the train. Here's another tricky business. Tim booked our Wheel-Trans to show up an hour after the train was supposed to arrive. The train is almost always late, so an hour is safe. The train was 45 minutes late, which is not bad. We've had worse. But now we have 15 minutes to get through all of Union Station to the pickup spot because they will leave without us. Tim says he's on one bar battery and it's flashing. So you may get a rare glimpse of Tim just powering down.
Is it right here?
Right out here. If that's the case, we'll see if I can film me with the dog and the suitcase pushing Tim's wheelchair into our apartment. The traditional wait for wheel trams.
I think we've had that exact same line in a previous video.
Yes, well, we had the nightly wait for wheel trans from hot dogs, but also when we're traveling, there's always this wheel trans wait. So hard to know when to schedule it.
And I want to, oh, it's here. Stop, 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 stop. And it's empty.
What does empty mean?
We might get a direct ride home. But probably not. But maybe. Let's go see.
This is what Tim's battery reader is reading right now.
Pretty scary.
Luckily, we are in the elevator of our building.
I made it home! Hooray!
Almost. Watch it die like right before we get in the door. We're home.
We're home. You will notice that I'm now plugged in, getting some much needed juice. I realized that I don't like when my battery is low, but I'm home now. That's good. Niagara was fun. The conference was good. I really enjoyed it. The going on the hornblower boat, which I almost just called Maid of the Mist, was great. Rush is currently relaxing, chewing one of his treats, and yeah, Niagara was good.
We're excited to have our own bed back.
For 3 days.
Okay, see you again in 3 days when we leave for Ottawa.
Woo! Road trip again!